Right then, this is Sharky from SHAR-KADE. So today we have a build update. In front of us we have this Mortal Kombat Scorpion and Sub-Zero design. We have across the front panel there a nice faded in Mortal Kombat logo. Nice black theme. We have some nice gold T-molding on the unit as well. An orange and black button and blue and black button layout. And we have some Mortal Kombat dust covers. You can't really, because they're quite dark dust covers, but you can see the actual Mortal Kombat logo on there. We also have our hidden vent fan grill. So if you look at that, you can't really see any air vents, but there is on the sides all the way around the actual grill itself. So it keeps it all hidden and you get that nice solid grill look, which stands out really nicely on the unit. Now we have some orange trim for the left player one side, blue trim for Sub-Zero on the right side. Just stick with a nice theme to it. So I should hopefully have this finished today. I'll try and get the configuration done today. We are working on the damaged Mario unit that was damaged last year. There is some extensive damage, bits and pieces broke and stuff like that, but the glue we'll use and everything, the Gorilla Glue, is repaired some of the damaged boards perfectly. I mean, they're absolutely solid. It's going to look like a brand new unit straight off the shop floor. Obviously it has been previously damaged, so I will probably take a couple of £100 off on that unit, but that'll all be guaranteed from my end. If it ever got broke during shipping, split apart or anything like that during shipping, I would have it back, replace the whole boards and then send it off. But I'm confident on the Gorilla Glue we use. It's expanding Gorilla Glue. Literally we've sanded that board down and it looks like a brand new board. Doesn't even look like it's been glued, and it's absolutely solid. So like I say, we'll get that repaired, hopefully get that unit sold off. If not, I'll probably keep it up the house for myself. But it's gonna have a few extra bits and pieces in the PS4 stuff as well that we're looking at the moment. It's gonna possibly have that. There's still a lot to do with the PS4 stuff. I'm hoping everything's ready for the weekend and I can mess around over the weekend and sort that. Now I've got this display switch. Basically it's a HDMI switch, and I have taken a little push switch out of it and then wired a new set of wires. And the idea of that is, if I can find me button, I've lost me button. I've got a little black button somewhere. I've got a little black anti-theft button, push button. Basically what I'm going to do is have a button on the arcade, press the button, PS4 turns on, the display switches, and then we'll have the PS4 set up with all those games and so on. And we're also currently doing a Bill and Ted design. This is gonna look really cool, man. Obviously the camera doesn't pick up these colors that well, but it is going to look really smart. That Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure design. So it's from, was it the 90s the cartoon was? And it's got that nice 80s retro feel as well to the unit. That's going to look absolutely stunning. It was between this one, I think a Star Wars Lego unit, and a Dungeons and Dragons and 90s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. And this one ended up coming on top. So it's going to look really cool. It's going to look absolutely stunning with the pinks and blues and stuff like that. All the colours are going to look really smart. Now I did a Far Cry Blood Dragon design for the customer, and they don't want that design, which I was gutted, man. It's such a beautiful design. So if someone wants a Far Cry Blood Dragon design, I have a really cool retro. I'm a massive fan of synthwave, retro wave stuff. I've got a real cool Blood Dragon design there I'd love to do for someone. So if someone wants a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon design, I'll be happy to do that, man. And it'll look a stunning build. It'll look absolutely beautiful build. So if not, I'll probably at a later date build myself one. But yeah, we're catching up. We've had a slow week getting designs agreed on and stuff. Because sometimes I do 3 or 4 different designs and stuff for customers, and we don't come to an agreement at times. So we go through different ideas and stuff. So it's just one of those weeks. A little bit of a slow week. But next week I'm hoping over the weekend get the next 4 or 5 designs done ready. Then I'm not sitting around waiting for customers to decide on what design they want. I can just start the next build as we're going through different design work and stuff like that, just to keep up to date on the builds and stuff and get these builds done and out the door. Then I'm just constantly moving on to the next one. I'm hoping over the time I have off in October, I think we're going to be caught up. The build period I'm going to keep the same, but the build period might come down to as low as 6 to 8 weeks again. But like I say, I'm hoping to catch up in the next few weeks, get all the units that's currently ready to be built, done, and then out the door. And then hopefully the build period be lower. I'm still going to say that it's 18 to 20 weeks build period. And if you get a tuner, it's a bonus for you at the end of the day. And then once I know it's steadied out for a while and it's to that 6 to 8 weeks build period, I'm going to tell everyone then it's down to that and stuff and so on. So there's still possibility there'll be stuff ready for Christmas, but it's not guaranteed. Like I say, I could have delays. I know I've got a couple of 4-player builds to get done, which do sometimes delays because of such big units. So there still can be delays, but I'm hoping I'm going to catch up. Obviously, the builds at the moment, I think the next 5 builds or so are quite delayed. They're quite a few weeks, I think, delayed. But like I say, we had a massive influx of orders at the same time, so I can only build. I built to order, first come first served. So the customers that ordered at the beginning of that month are the ones that are getting built first. Then the ones that ordered at the end of the month at the same time, it'll have to be built later on. It's just one of those things. It's first come first served, unfortunately. Obviously with smaller units, we're trying to bump in a couple of smaller units in while we're building smaller units. It just because it's a lot easier, we can get them built, done, out the door at the same time. Then it would be building 2 big units and then a couple of small units and so on. So if we're building smaller units, I usually try and push a couple of smaller units in so I can get them all built at once. I was hoping to do that this week, but obviously we've got to get designs done. It's got to be agreed. Nothing is printed or started until the customer wants that design. Until they're 100% sure they want that design, nothing started. Usually everything's straightforward. Generally, it would usually take us about 5 days on certain specific designs. I mean, it's getting more and more unusual designs and stuff, like the Bill and Ted one and stuff like that. Stuff like the Bill and Ted images aren't easy to find. I mean, the images from the 90s and stuff, so they're not the easiest to find, and they're not always the easiest to render. But the Bill and Ted one was pretty straightforward. I could find half decent quality images, and then I was able to enhance them so easy. It wasn't as much trouble. The retro synth, the 80s style retro artwork, I actually designed that from scratch. I designed all the bits and pieces. I did grab these portions of the image off another image, but all the background, the extra bits in the background of other images as well, and the overlaid and stuff, and the vectored as well, so they're actually redrawn, so they're not just copied and then made to look better. They actually, all the lines are redrawn, it's reshaped, they're all actual vectors rather than just a PNG image. That's why you see all the lines super clean, super sharp, and that's why on SHAR-KADE units you see all those graphics are all ultra sharp, ultra nice. It's like this one, the camera doesn't really do it justice with the light shining on it and stuff, but this, the lines and the detail is all super sharp on the unit. I mean, you won't find, to this size, image quality, you won't find this image. You'll find it pixelated, but you won't find this image at this quality on anywhere on the internet. I get these images and I render them. I mean, this, the Mortal Kombat logo removed from the background there as well. So we've got the flames coming in, so it looks all seamless. Because the idea is I didn't want Mortal Kombat logo up there, Mortal Kombat logo in the middle. That's why the dust covers are Mortal Kombat logos, but they're that faded in, you can barely see the Mortal Kombat dragon until you actually look and you go, oh yeah, there's MK Dragon on there, and then we've got all the logos around the sides. That way it just keeps everything looking neat and nice and tidy. But I've got two designs of this unit. I've got also one with finishing going across the top. That was one of my example designs as well. I have hundreds of example designs. I have so many because I do so many different alternate versions of the final product. So I would have, say, this with maybe a coloured centre rod, which didn't look as nice. Coloured centre rod and stuff like that. We'll have different variants and stuff of all our designs. The Bill and Ted one, we have another version of this. We have the actual blue, the light blue as the background colour as well, rather than the pink, and so on and so on. Like I say, I do so many different alternates of all the different designs and stuff, different backgrounds and stuff like that. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.